Hello, hello. This is Rebecca Warrington from rjmindbody.com. Welcome to Chair Yoga. So today we're going to be concentrating on our tums, bums, and arms. And particularly our bottoms today, so the glute muscles. And so you think, well, how do we do this in a chair? Because you're sitting on your glutes. Well, I will show you some exercises, and we're going to be doing some of it standing, and a few of them will be sitting. So I'll show you what to do. There's going to be modifications when we work on our arms. We will be doing some push-ups, and I'll show you modifications for that so that you don't have to actually lift your bottom off the chair. Some of us might, you can actually leave your bottom on the chair and just bend the elbows. So there's always, anybody can do this, no matter what degree of mobility you have, you have. Make sure that you're not, I don't want you to get concerned about it. And I will just move back a little bit. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with a breathing exercise. It's called Uddiyana Pranayama, which in yoga, it's, what you're doing is you're working your pelvic floor, you're drawing your pelvic floor up as if you're trying to get that pelvic floor up towards the belly, and then the diaphragm pulls up and in. Now it sounds kind of like, oh, this is pretty complicated. It really isn't. It's basically what you're going to do is you're going to inhale through the nose, and then you're going to exhale forcefully through the mouth. And as you exhale forcefully through the mouth, the belly pulls in. So it's going to be kind of like a rounding of the spine, and then up. And then we hold the breath, and then we soften the belly. And we always start the inhalation like this, with the chest lifting forward. We take a breath in, and then we go, and as you exhale out, it's as if you're pushing the air out of your lungs, pull the belly in and up, and then hold the breath, and then we soften the belly. We do that 3 times. Now the thing to watch for this, if you have high blood pressure that's not being treated, then don't do this. Just do regular diaphragmatic breathing, belly breathing in and out. If you're pregnant, another one, you don't do that. Just an inhale and exhale. The most of us can do this without a problem. If you find you start to get too dizzy, then just come back to your regular breathing. Now the benefits of this breathing technique is it tones your belly muscles. It's great for digestion. It also detoxifies the lungs, and there's multiple things that, other benefits. This is an ancient breathing exercise, a cleansing exercise that has been used in yoga or taught in yoga for, I don't know, thousands of years. I'm not sure exactly how long, but for a long, long time. It's an ancient type of breathing technique, or they call it a cleansing, because you're actually cleansing your insides. So we're going to start with just taking some simple belly breaths. No Uddiyana Pranayama yet. Just take your hand on your belly and then breathe in through the nose and let the belly expand, and exhale, draw the belly in. Inhale, expand. Exhale in. Inhale, expand. Exhale in. Inhale, expand. And exhale in. So just simply by doing this breathing, the diaphragmatic breathing, your diaphragm is diaphragmatic breathing, belly breathing. Your diaphragm is pumping down as you inhale and up as you exhale. So that's the movement. Now we're going to go into Uddiyana Pranayama. So you're going to take an inhale, and then you're going to forcefully exhale through the mouth, and then pull the chin into the chest, pull the belly in, and hold the breath. Grab hold of your knees, hold the breath, and then soften the belly first, then inhale, lift up. Take another breath in through the nose, and then a Pull the belly in, chin to chest. You don't have to go crazy at this time. Maybe the more you practice it, soften the belly, then take an inhale. So what we're doing is we're cleansing, we're cleaning out the lungs, moving things around, which is good. Take an inhale, and then and then draw the belly in and up, as if you're trying to get your abdominals up towards your chest, and then inhale, soften. So you might feel this later. You'll feel the muscles in your belly having just been worked. And let's just take a breath in and take a breath out. So come back to your natural breathing, your belly breath, your diaphragmatic breath. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Inhaling and exhaling. And then let's take a moment here and let's start to work our arms, get our arms, just warm up the arms, just simply floating the arms up. Inhale, opening them up to a shape of a V or slightly wider. And then bring the arms back and float them back behind you. Inhale up, take a deep breath in. Exhaling, bringing the arms back. Inhaling, lifting. Exhaling back. Inhaling, lifting. Opening, enjoying this feeling of freeing up the chest, and then exhaling, reaching the arms back. One more time, inhale, open. This time keep the arms open. Now this might get uncomfortable, especially if your arms are quite weak. But I just want you simply to twist the arms around until the palms face back, and then turn the arms up until the palms face up. Concentrating not on just the wrists, but making sure that you're including the shoulders. You start the turn from the shoulders and then the hands follow. Inhale up and exhale back. And you might start to say, this is starting to get tiring. Do another one or two before you give up or take a break. That's a better way of saying it. It's not giving up. And then take your arms down and just take your shoulders, lift them up to your ears, roll them back. Inhale, lift and down. I always say just do it one more time. Somehow we can find one last amount of energy to do something rather than just giving up immediately. Inhaling the shoulders up and then round and then up. Inhale and round. And then we're going to open up the arms again. This time reach the arms out again. Now make sure that you're not leaning back on your seat. If you have to, that's okay. You can do it that way. It's just if you can possibly scoot forward so that you're not leaning on the back of the chair. Now we're going to take the arms and we're going to twist the right palm down, keep the left palm up, and we're going to just alternate between the two. Palm up one side, palm down the other. And what this is doing, this is working your waist, your arms. If you want to keep your arms healthy and strong, you really need to work them. It's important that we start to build muscle. Even now they start to say, Now if you have shoulder issues, and then lower the arms down. Take a breath here. Come back to the belly breathing, inhaling. If you have shoulder issues, then you have to do them a little bit lower or modify them. Inhaling and exhaling. Let's do a few cats and cows. I'm just going to spin around so you can see me. Hands on your knees, or your knees or the thighs, just above the knees. Take an inhale, arch your back, and then exhaling, rounding. Inhaling, opening. Working this spine, creating a little wave with the spine, heating it up, making it a little bit more supple. or forward, and then exhale back. And then inhale forward, breathe in, and exhale back. And then inhale forward, and exhale back. This time I want you to inhale nice and tall. Bring your arms forward in front of you. And then let's just turn the arms one way, with the palms facing up, and then go, and then twist. And then up and twist. So it's not just the wrists. You start the movement from the shoulders. And then place the arms down. And then take your shoulders, lift them up, and drop them down. This time, don't roll the shoulders. Just lift up towards the ears. Inhale, and then exhale, drop. Inhale up, and drop. Inhale up, and drop. Inhale up, and drop. Inhale up, and drop. And then release. And shake your hands out. Let's do a few little let's do some work on our hands. And we'll do some feet as well. So let's take your right hand and shake it up and shake it down. And up, inhale up and down. Now, notice if you're trying to control your hand and it's hardly even moving. Part of that is you have restrictions in your hand and your wrist. Another part is we're afraid to fling it around too much. Let it go. It's not going to fall off. I don't think I've ever had anybody in any of my classes lose a hand. Thank God. There's always the first time, right? Then take that right hand down, and I want you to feel in for a moment the difference between the hands. My guess is the right hand has a lot, or the hand you just shook is a little bit lighter, feels as if there's all this energy and circulation has improved. Now the left hand, so we shake up and we shake down. And let every part of your arm shake. Don't worry about extra flesh, and because I think especially if it's women, we're very self-conscious of our arms. And you know what? Sometimes we can't do much about it. It's how we are as we get older. And we can do some things we can do, some things we can't. And by you just being here makes a huge difference that you're taking some time out. Now I want you to take your hands, now you can hear me cricketing because I have my joints in my left hand they make a cracking sound. But what we're going to do is imagine that we have some dough in our hands and we're bringing them back in together and around. So I don't know what this is in your imagination, what this feels like to you, what you might be doing. Maybe you're playing an accordion or some type of, you have sticky dough that's stuck on your hands and you have to pull them apart. And as if you may be washing. And then you can cross the arms. Now if you're getting tired, don't hesitate to take a moment, take a breath. But don't just sit there and stare. Take a few breaths into the belly. This is tiring. And then place the arms down. Take a moment here, feeling into those arms. And breathe in and out. Now we're going to stand up. We're going to start working these muscles, these bottom muscles. I'm going to just swing my chair around so you can see me, but you'd be facing me. What we're going to do is you're going to take your left finger, so we're going to start with your left leg, and place it right on your left bottom cheek, and take your left foot back. And I want, before you lift that left leg up, I want you to squeeze your left bottom cheek and feel that glute working. It's harder to do this. I did this in a class. It's hard to actually find it unless you're laying on your belly. But just squeeze it. And then lift the leg up and bend the knee. So you should feel this. And then just tap the toe. So the knee is bent. Before you even lift the foot up, first activate that bottom cheek and then bend the knee. So you're not using the back muscles as much that that left glute is actually doing most of the work. It's hard to actually do it from this position. I did this in a regular yoga class today, and it's so much easier when you're laying on your back, your stomach, and then release down. And let's just do a few little shakes out. Figure eights. Let your arms hold onto the back of the chair. We don't need to use our arms right now. Just wiggle from side to side. This should feel good for your hips and your sex appeal. And then let's do the other leg. So just take that right foot back behind you. I'm going to swing around so you can see. And you're going to take your right hand on that right bottom cheek, and you're going to take an inhale and exhale, bend the knee. First activate that right cheek and then lower. Inhale, exhale, bend and straighten and bend. Exhale and inhale, straighten and bend. You should feel something working here. So too much sitting, not enough move, not enough work, not enough exercise that activates these glutes ends up causing problems with your lower back and then lower down. Let's do a few more of these. You can lean back and do your figure eights. I don't get to see you, but you get to see me, right? And from here, just swinging myself around, I'm going to walk back. Let's all walk back and stretch in our downward dog. Press into the top of that chair. Press your tailbone up to the ground, up to the ceiling, up to the ground. And from here, if you can, take your hands and place them on your thighs. You can bend the knees or possibly to the ground. Maybe not, maybe it's your shins. And let's inhale, let's bring the hands back up and let's walk back over to the chair. And then you can be facing, it doesn't matter where, you're going to actually have to swing the chair around to your right side. Place the hand on the right hand on the chair, so just swing it around or swing your body around. So you don't have to move the chair. Inhale, lift your left arm up and stretch to the right. So you're not mirroring me in this class. And then inhale, let's release. And all you have to do is spin around and reach the right arm up and stretch over to the left. Pressing into the top of that chair. And then let the arms drop down. Let's do that again. Stretch the left arm up and stretch over to the right. Now try not to collapse into this side. Lift up and then fold over. Because what's going to happen if you slump over, you're not going to get the stretch and your spine's going to be all over the place. Inhale, lift, and then let's do the other side. Inhale, lift through that right arm, and then stretch over to the left. And then release. So now what we're going to do, shake out everything, just shake it out. Shake out those legs, shake out those arms, wake up that body. Do a little shake with the hands, shake with the leg. This reminds me of an Elvis Presley. Silly, but very effective in waking up the entire body. And then just stop for a second. And then what we're going to do, we have options here. We're going to do what they call chair push-ups, which means the hands could be on the top of the chair, a little more difficult, hands on the front of your heart, placed in front of your heart. I'm going to do it first with the hands on the back of the chair. Feet are hip distance apart, so they're slightly apart. Now I want you to bend the knees, but not terribly far. You're on a high stool here. You're not on a chair per se, so you don't have to come too far down. And what you're going to do here is actually walk your feet back a little bit. And you're going to take an inhale and exhale, lean forward. So if my hands were in front of my heart, I'm bowing down, but I'm keeping the bend of the knees, and I'm squeezing my rib cage in, not with my hands, but with my mind's eye. You're inhaling, lifting, keeping the legs in the shape they are. Don't change the shape. It's just you're bowing and you're lifting. And you're bowing to the queen or the king or whomever. And then down. So what this does is you're working your glute muscles. As you lift up, those glute muscles are working, and then you bend down, up. So what we're doing when our bellies are pulled in, that's stabilizing the back muscles, so we're not using those as much. It doesn't mean they're not being used at all, but we're depending more on the bottom muscles. And then lift up, whew, and shake out your legs. Now you should have felt that, especially in the thighs, and you might later feel them in the glutes. And let's do a few little swings to the right with the hips and swings to the left. You can snap your fingers if you like. And let them sway from side to side. I love to dance. I don't get to do it too often. So now what I want you to do is do a little twist. So as if you're looking towards one leg and then the other. Arms can do whatever they want to do. So then there's a slight twist. And because your knees are bent, there's more work being used by the glutes. And one more time, and then let's walk back, place the hands on the top of the chair into your nice downward dog stretch. Stretch out the bottom. And take a breath in and just let yourself settle here for a moment. Feeling that wonderful stretch all the way from your Achilles tendon up to your back, the full length of your spine and your arms. And then slowly walk yourself back. And what we're going to do here is you're going to place your right foot forward, bring your left foot back, place this heel toe, that right foot open just over to the right a touch so that both feet are not tight roping, that they're about hip distance apart. And we're going to place the hands on the chair and we're just going to bend your right knee and then straighten that right leg. So as you're doing this, your left glute has to be activated. So you might want to feel in, can I feel that glute working? Bend and straighten and bend and start with activating that glute and then straighten, release and then activate, then straighten. So you're not using the lower back. Let's just switch. Left foot forward, right foot back, open them so they're hip distance apart, bend your left knee, take an inhale and exhale, tighten that right glute and then straighten and then bend and then straighten. Feel into that glute. And what I have to do is actually put my finger there because otherwise I'm not so sure I'm activating it, but I am now. So get that, tighten it first and then straighten the leg. And then bend and straighten. And then let's come down into a forward bend, either using the chair for support and let yourself drop, or come into a seat, sit on the chair, or possibly take the hands towards the ground. And shake your head no, and shake your head yes. So if your hands are on the chair, that's fine, just drop your head. Take a few breaths here. This also should feel nice. You don't have, my legs are straight.
But you can bend the knees. You don't have to. For most of us, we find we need to bend the knees because it's too tight. Our hamstrings are way too tight. But some of us, no, we can straighten them with a soft knee. And then slowly roll yourself up. And then come back onto our chair.
So the thing I want to do next, and I'll swing my chair around so you can see me, is you're going to scoot your bottom up towards the edge of the chair, but not too far where you're feeling unstable. Hands are on the edges of the chair. Now we're going to slide our bottom forward, and we're just going to bend the elbows. Now some of us might not have any room. Actually, you might have to bring them further up, a little bit further up the chair, and then bend the elbows and then straighten like this. So we're going to start with this. And make sure the elbows are not are not fanning out to the side, but you're hugging them in towards you. Now some of us don't do this if you're thinking, I'm not sure I can do this, but you might want to try. You can lift your bottom off the chair and then bend the elbows that way. This is and though some of us won't, we're going to keep the elbows bent. Let's do about 4 more, either one. I'm going to do it this way just because I suppose because I can, right? And the part of the arm we're concentrating on are the triceps, the back of the upper arm. And then slide your bottom back on and just shake out those arms. You should be feeling the muscle in your tricep working. And from here, we're going to take your right arms out to the side and bring your arms and wrap them around. See if you can walk those hands a little further back, possibly grab your shoulder blades. Let your chin drop to your chest. Take a breath in. And take a breath out. And then reopen the eyes. Just remember what arm was on top. And we just switch the arms. Whatever arm was on top, the other arm comes on top. And usually we grab for the most familiar cross. This might feel a little unusual. And give yourself an inhale and let yourself drop. This is a wonderful hug. Giving yourself a hug. And then release the arms down and just shake it out. And let's just drop your head to the right. Keep your body nice and tall. All you're doing is dropping your head. And then inhale the head back up and drop your head to the left. It should feel good. And then head back up, chin to chest. And lift up and then bring your head back. And then let's take a moment here. Closing your eyes, checking in with how you feel. Let your breathing just simply return to its natural rhythm. Let the shoulders relax, the neck, the face. And then reach the arms up to the sky, and as the hands reach, stretch as high as you can, and then exhale the hands together above the head. Float the hands down to your heart, stopping in front of your heart center, and bowing your head to your hands in this gesture of gratitude, compassion, and love. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day. Namaste, everyone. I will see you soon.